Live from Atlantis, it's night 3 of the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. With plenty to savor, Megan Shepard and the R News team winding down on a 5-day tour of flavor-packed fun. Find out how you can win tickets to some of the hottest events and if you're last night's winner. But first, a former F&M cabinet minister says the party must unite to stand a chance in the next general election, warning that declining PLP support doesn't guarantee an F&M victory. We'll tell you the party politics coming up. And hope for healthcare. Eleuthera residents eager for a new clinic under construction. A local nurse shares what it means for the community. Then in R News at 7:30. Footage obtained by R News shows debris from last week's SpaceX rocket explosion washing up on a North Eleuthera beach. The area MP confirms the find and promises more details on cleanup efforts soon. R News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. A former F&M cabinet minister calling on her party to come together if it expects to win at the next general election. Dame Janet Bostwick says a loss in support for the governing PLP doesn't automatically mean support for the F&M. Bethany McDermott gets us started tonight.
As election season draws closer, Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands believes the party is united enough to win the country back, while admitting there is work to be done. It came after senior F&M Dame Janet Bostwick urged the party to show a united front to topple the PLP. The F&M chairman, however, acknowledged that the F&M is still dealing with detractors within the party.
And there are still individuals that are seeking to divide, to tear down, some of whom want another bite of the apple.
Dame Janet was speaking to a recent International Women's Day brunch. At the time, some aspiring candidates made their intentions known. She admitted to the forum that up until recently, she was not confident in the F&M's ability to win the next election, but said the F&M must show it is better than the PLP. Dame Janet also said the great disaffection for the PLP doesn't automatically benefit the F&M.
We, by the grace of God, I think we have gotten back into running, okay? There are many more disenchanted, disaffected F&Ms who have been coming home. There are PLP supporters who say, hey, I can't deal with this crew.
Still, Sands says the party will not rest on its laurels. The F&M trod a rocky road recently with 2 races for leadership. In both instances, Michael Pintard came out as leader. Nearly 5 years into office, he believes the Davis administration hasn't done enough for Bahamians.
What have you delivered on in spite of the amount of money that you spent? And I put it to you right now that despite all the tax revenue, there's not a single accomplishment that this administration can point to. Not one. And if there is, you show it to me.
Reporting for our news, I'm Bethany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Bethany. And now to Eleuthera, where residents are eagerly anticipating the opening of a new clinic currently under construction. Our Joshua Williams spoke with a local nurse about what the facility will mean for that community and what more is needed to strengthen healthcare on the island.
The construction of a clinic in Palmetto Point, Eleuthera, is a beacon of hope for residents on that island. A nurse stationed there says it will boost healthcare for Eleutherans. Government broke ground in October on the $8.8 million project last year. Since then, work has started. Drone footage captured by Our News shows how much work has been done. Nurse Kenria Cargill has been assigned to Eleuthera the past 5 years. She says it's a big deal for them.
Well, right now we have a population explosion, so a lot of supplies is needed. New clinics are needed because a lot of our clinics were houses that they turn into clinics. So right now we need new facilities.
Cargill says the new facility comes at a time where healthcare workers have had challenges, especially with emergencies.
On the island, you're on call 24/7. So you really don't go home. You go home, but you don't go home because fast as you reach home, you get a call.
Healthcare on Family Islands has remained a challenge for successive governments over the years. And even with the construction of new facilities, there's also a need for better medical equipment.
A lot of our patients have to fly to Nassau for basic things like x-rays. We have the private clinics coming in now with x-rays and ultrasounds, but we need like CAT scans, MRIs, stuff like that, because our patients have to spend so much money, plane tickets, going to Nassau. They have to find some place to stay if they don't have relatives. So yes, it's a lot.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Josh. 4 people, including a 74-year-old woman, were arrested after police say they uncovered hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of marijuana hidden in a delivery truck. The bust happened around noon on Thursday. Officers say they had been tracking the truck in the Fire Trail Road area when it stopped at a home on Shamrock Close. Armed with a search warrant, police searched the truck and found 153 pounds of marijuana packed in boxes valued at over $306,000. A man and 3 women ranging in ages 20 to 74 were all taken into custody. And the father is facing charges after his daughter accused him of touching her in a sexual way and physically assaulting her. The 30-year-old man's name cannot be published as it would reveal his 14-year-old daughter's identity. Prosecutors allege the man committed the crimes in 2022 and 2023 when his daughter was 12 years and 13 years old. The man was not required to enter pleas to charges of indecent assault and cruelty to children when he stood before Assistant Chief Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans. The accused, remanded to prison, is due back in court on Monday for a bail hearing. All right, big ideas and bold strategies took center stage at the RF Economic Outlook Conference 2025 on Thursday. This as Royal Fidelity gathered top minds to explore the forces shaping the region and the world. With a focus on helping clients grow and protect their wealth, RF positioned the conference as a game-changing forum, offering insights to impact financial futures for years to come. Addressing the packed crowd at Baha Mar Convention Center, Vice President and Group Head of Investments David Slatter, who challenged attendees to expand their vision, saying the discussions would inspire them to think bigger.
You'll hear from world-class experts on geopolitical shifts, AI's impact on business, the future of investment, and even the traits that define the most successful athletes. They aren't just theoretical discussions, they are insights that will help us all make better decisions, spot the right opportunities, and position ourselves for success.
And Fidelity Bank and Trust Group Chief Executive Officer Gowan Bowe was also on hand for the Outlook and stressed the importance of seizing opportunities.
This opportunity is being on the right side. So it's very fortunate for us today to say, how do we delve into getting ourselves educated and being on the right side?
All right, it's night 3 of the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival over at Atlantis. Our Megan Shepard and the Our News team, they are standing by. They'll be up in about 5 minutes or so. Tonight, the event, Taste of Paradise, as well as Jerk Jam that's expected tomorrow. The reason I bring that up is because now it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's in the Weather Center. Greg, it wasn't me. Where were you when that song came out? Shaggy is the headliner for the Jerk Jam event tomorrow. Where were you when that came out? I know I was.
And that's gonna give away my age. But yeah, it's.
Well, I was in primary school then. Yeah, so maybe that gave away my age.
But it's going to be a very nice weekend, as we do anticipate the weather is going to be very cooperative. It's been a beautiful last couple of days, and we will continue that trend. 75 degrees is our current temperature outside our studios with a few clouds. The winds out of the east at 8 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 76. Temperatures around the islands right now, it is 76 in Freeport, 73 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We also pick up 76 in Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbor Key, 75, Nicholstown, Andros, and Governor's Harbor, 77s. Central Bahamas, 78 in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, pair of 77s, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Deadman's Key, Cook and Townsend, Salvador, 75. And into the southeast Bahamas, Duncantown, Ragged Island, 79, as well as Providenciales, Tricks and Caicos Islands. More 77s popping up in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, as well as in Abrahams Bay, Matthew Town, Inagua, Deep South. You are the warmest spot at 81 degrees. Satellite radar composite, we do pick up a little bit of moisture. We have some patchy clouds moving across the chain of islands, but most of those are not really producing any rainfall, but beautiful sunshine, courtesy of that high pressure still in charge. That high will stay with us through tomorrow, but we do anticipate a frontal boundary to be getting in here sometime by early next week. that will bring us just a chance for some showers, but some beautiful temperatures expected behind that. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, we are live from Atlantis for night 3 of the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. Megan Shepard and the Our News team winding down a 5-day flavor-packed adventure. Find out how you can win tickets and if you're last night's winner.
Coming up in sports, a milestone moment for Bahamian Beach Soccer that sends all us to our AI software trying to figure out where is Seychelles, because we may be headed there soon.
That's all coming up when Our News returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but 2 NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
Welcome back to Our News, your official guides for the 3rd Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. And what an amazing week it has been at the beautiful Atlantis Resort. I can tell you that we have had some delicious food, some smooth wine and tequila, and of course there has been top-notch entertainment. But what kind of tour guides would we be if we didn't introduce you to at least one celebrity chef helping to take this event to the next level? Introducing now Chef J.J. Johnson. He is a cookbook author, celebrity award-winning chef, and restaurant owner here at the resort. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And I must say, I'm a little biased now because he has been to Freeport and he loves it, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So I know the name of your new book is The Simple Art of Rice. Here in the Bahamas, we love us a good pot of peas and rice. Can we expect rice on the menu tomorrow?
You will have rice on the menu. Anytime you see me, there will always be rice. The rice will also be washed.
Awesome.
Right? But yeah, tomorrow at Jerk Jam, I'll be doing local jerk snapper, a little bit of fresh spicy corn salsa, and then I believe that just goes with the perfect pot of white rice. You can mix that all up together, throw it in your mouth. It represents the flavors at Field Trip. Field Trip is very much like a borderless cuisine restaurant where we infuse flavors from all over the world because rice is culture.
Absolutely. Talk a bit about your style of cooking. How would you describe that if you could put that into words?
I cook the food of the diaspora. My dad is African American, my mom is Puerto Rican and Caribbean, and I cook like what I would want my grandmother to be happy with, you know? Because it will have soul, it will have flavor, and it will be a little spicy.
A little spicy, just a little hint. I love that. I am already anticipating seeing you tomorrow at Jerk Jam. Tell people where they can find you and invite them out to Jerk Jam tomorrow.
Well, you can find me on any social channel at Chef JJ. You can find me at my restaurant Field Trip, one right here at the Atlantis, right outside, or in New York City. But at Jerk Jam, I'll be there tomorrow hosting an amazing event with Shaggy, Cartier Brown, and a lot of amazing local chefs right here from the Bahamas. So if you've been thinking about what to do, you should
come here.
You should just pull up.
Absolutely. And guess who pulled up today, guys? Here's our sports presented by 10YS.
Thanks, Megan. The good news, the 10YS team finally made it here on location to the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. The bad news, I have no idea where my teammate is. I think John finally found the food. Should have got him that to-go plate. But I digress. Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. 4 ties, 5 lead changes, and a third period that had the Bahamian crowd holding their collective breath. But in the end, the Bahamas is through to the semifinal.
The Junkanoo boys outlasted Trinidad and Tobago 5-4 Thursday night at the Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility to win Group B of the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships. In the latest chapter of the rivalry that has taken place both on the grass and the sand, the Bahamas got the go-ahead goal from Kyle Williams late in the third period to secure the win.
The March Madness that every marketing manager tries to implement has actually started in college basketball. After a busy Thursday night, 2 Bahamians have advanced to the conference semifinals, while 2 more will have to await Selection Sunday.
In the Mountain West, Dayton Albury finished with 7 points, and his Utah State Aggies dominated UNLV 70-58 last night. Frederick King and the Creighton Blue Jays also advanced to the Big East semifinals after they outlasted DePaul 85-81 in double overtime. As for VJ Edgecombe and AJ Storr, their Big 12 tournament bid ended in the quarterfinals at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City.
And of course, your 10YS Plays of the Week. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Mark Carney sworn in as Canada's new Prime Minister. Plus, passengers evacuate onto the wing of a burning American Airlines jet. And Barbados stands firm on Cuban health brigades. The Prime Minister says she is willing to risk her U.S. visa in a stance on principles. The story when Our News returns.
Pack your bags and bring your taste buds on another amazing adventure. Starting March 10th through the 14th, the Our News team is live from the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival at the Atlantis Resort, nightly at 7 and 7:30. As your official guides, we're giving you front row seats to world-renowned wine and spirit producers, award-winning chefs, culinary icons, and electrifying performances. An unforgettable week at the Wine and Food Festival starting March 10th with Our News.
We're taking an unprecedented step to confront one of the most common yet preventable forms of cancer in the Western world.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Was officially sworn in as Canada's Prime Minister on Friday, becoming the first leader in Canadian history without significant political experience. The 59-year-old former central banker now faces the challenge of defending Canada's trade-dependent economy amid escalating tariff threats from U.S. President Donald Trump. Carney, who won the Liberal Party leadership race in a landslide, replaces Justin Trudeau after more than 9 years in office. He is set to travel to London and Paris next week to strengthen alliances as Canada's relations with the U.S. reach new lows. Passengers were forced to evacuate onto the tarmac of Denver International Airport on Friday after an American Airlines Boeing 737-800 caught fire while taxiing. Footage showed passengers huddled on the plane's wing, some holding bags as flames burned near the aircraft underside. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration confirmed that all 172 passengers and 6 crew members safely exited the plane using inflatable slides. The cause of the fire still under investigation. And as Texas battles a growing measles outbreak with over 200 confirmed cases, former CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky calling for stronger nationwide guidance on early measles vaccination. In a new opinion paper, Walensky and co-authors recommended infants in high-risk U.S. areas receive an early third dose of the MMR vaccine starting at 6 months old. The CDC currently advises 2 doses at 12 to 15 months and again at 4 to 6 years. The authors argue that low vaccination rates and rising domestic outbreaks warrant broader early vaccination, especially for infants traveling to high-risk regions. And Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley says she is willing to risk losing her U.S. visa to defend Cuba's medical aid to the Caribbean. Speaking in Parliament, Mottley urged CARICOM nations to stand by Cuba this week, whose health brigade has been vital to the region, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. has expanded visa restrictions targeting Cuba's overseas medical missions, citing concerns over forced labor. However, Mottley rejected claims of human trafficking, affirming that Cuban health workers are paid equally.
Now, I don't believe that we have to shout across the seas, but I am prepared, like others in this region, that if we cannot reach a sensible agreement on this matter, then if the cost of it is the loss of my visa to the U.S., then so be it. But what matters to us is principles. And I have said over and over that principles only mean something when it is inconvenient to stand by it. Now, we don't have to shout, but we can be resolute.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was March 14. Then in our news at 7:30, a former F&M candidate stepping away from politics, focusing on his new book, Till the Road You've Trod, aimed at inspiring future leaders in law enforcement. Plus, behind the crime scene tape. In tonight's Police Month feature, our Jasmine Brown spotlights the Crime Scene Investigation Unit and their crucial role in solving cases. The story when our news returns.
Pack your bags and bring your taste buds on another amazing adventure. Starting March 10th through the 14th, the Our News team is live from the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival at the Atlantis Resort, nightly at 7 and 7:30. As your official guides, we're giving you front row seats to world-renowned wine and spirit producers, award-winning chefs, culinary icons, and electrifying performances. An unforgettable week at the Wine and Food Festival starting March 10th with Our News.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful.
On this day in 2012, Progressive Liberal Party and Free National Movement supporters had a showdown in the straw market. This came after a press conference by PLP leaders who toured the facility after some vendors complained about structural problems, inoperable restrooms, and stall assignments. On this day in 2020, then Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis made his first national address on the novel coronavirus, which would weeks later lead to a nationwide lockdown. 1 year later, on this day in 2021, the first doses of COVID-19 vaccines were administered, and the first jab was given to Nurse Ruth Bastian. Then Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis was among those who were vaccinated.
What I am looking forward to is for us receiving the remainder of the vaccines so that our entire population can be rolled out as quickly as possible. I would like to see our entire populace back to normal May, June, so that we can commence whatever things we've done in the past.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us at News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia, happy Friday.
TGIF. I'm so happy to say that. This felt like a long week, but hey,
the week has been long,
was exciting.
But hey, really fun. It was so good to see Megan and Denny at the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival all week. We've been living vicariously through them.
Yes.
The food, the drinks. I miss tacos and tequila, but that's all right.
Right, but
That's
hey,
all right.
we may check it out tonight, right? We'll see.
Check me in half an hour.
Thanks
I'll
so
see if I
much,
have any
Ken.
more steam left.
Okay, thanks so much, Ken. Well, coming up, a former F&M candidate stepping away from politics, focusing on his new book, Tell the Road You've Trod, aimed at inspiring future leaders in law enforcement. Plus, behind the crime scene tape in tonight's Police Month feature with our Jasmine Brown. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on our News Live at 7:30, exclusive footage obtained by our News shows an object washed up on a beach in North Eleuthera. MP for the island, Sylvanus Petty, confirmed the object is part of the debris from last Thursday's SpaceX rocket explosion. We have the latest coming up. Also, a former Free National Movement candidate reveals he has no plans to return to politics. Here are his views on the country's current leadership straight ahead. Plus, the Our News team is live at Atlantis for their annual Wine and Food Festival. Our Megan Shepard and Daniel Miller have all the delicious details from the mega culinary event. But first,
I'm Jasmine Brown, and coming up tonight on Our News, we take an inside look at the Crime Scene Investigation Unit.
That's all coming up when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Welcome to our news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. We start with this video. Footage obtained by our news shows an object washed up on the beach in North Eleuthera. Concerned residents contacting Member of Parliament for the area, Sylvanus Petty, who told us that he confirmed the object was a part of the debris from that SpaceX rocket that exploded over the Bahamas last Thursday. Those videos of the debris bursting from the sky quickly made its rounds on social media. Petty says he plans to release more information about the debris cleanup in a later statement. Well, former Pine Ridge candidate in Grand Bahama for the Free National Movement, Walburn Boodle, says he has no plans to return to politics. In an exclusive interview, Boodle introduced his new book, Tell the Road You've Trod, Enhancing Law Enforcement in the Bahamas. The new book he believes will help the next generation of leaders. Boodle reveals after his 2021 general election loss, he prayed for new direction and decided to focus on writing.
No pressure. I didn't want to do it again. I'd done that. But the good thing about it, the good thing that came out of this, persons in the community I met, I see what the challenges are, what the needs are. And that's what I'm trying to get together now to do some things, because I'm speaking with some persons and see if we can help some of those persons. The talks in politics, sometimes we talk and, are we going to do this and we're going to do that? And you don't see politicians until the next 5 years or close to that time. And we're talking, but things not happening.
Boodle also shared his views on Grand Bahama's economic challenges, stressing that a new airport is key to turning things. He also pointed to the need for a better relationship between the Grand Bahama Port Authority and government. Additionally, he criticized the Davis administration for what he sees as excessive government spending on travel. As for the future of the country's leadership, Boodle voices support for the FNM and its leader, Michael Pintard, as the best option in the next general elections.
Why should we spend millions and millions of dollars on travel? We go in first class, we are eating the best, we are flying, and the hotels that we live in, we paying all these monies out, a portion of that invested in us Bahamians, all right? And I believe that the FNM has an excellent chance. Mr. Michael Pintard, I believe he is the leader that we need, a transformational leader, someone who I believe will take this country forward.
Well, a 60-year-old man, Bahamian man, is behind bars in Florida after he allegedly tried to sell 15 kilos of cocaine to an undercover agent. Roscoe Strawn made his first appearance before a judge today and pleaded not guilty to charges of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute and possession with intent to distribute. Prosecutors say Strawn traveled to Florida from Nassau on February 26 to deal cocaine. The following day, he allegedly sold an undercover agent a kilo of cocaine for $17,000. He was arrested when he allegedly returned to sell an additional 15 kilos to the agent. A 35-year-old South African man is facing deportation after he slashed his ex-girlfriend's tire. Johan Fury was arrested and charged for causing damage after he slit the rear left tire on the woman's 2015 BMW X5 SUV while she was out with another man. He pleaded guilty to the charge at his arraignment and was ordered to give his victim $662.73 to replace the tire. Fury compensated the woman to avoid spending 3 months behind bars, but his legal woes didn't end there. That's because the court learned Fury was in the country illegally after failing to renew his work permit in 2022. He also pleaded guilty to overstaying and paid a $2,500 fine to avoid a 1-year prison sentence. He was ordered deported. They're the officers you don't often hear from, but they're always at every crime scene, combing for clues and collecting key evidence to help close cases. In tonight's Police Month story, our Jasmine Brown takes a look at the Crime Scene Investigation Unit.
CSI investigators play a pivotal role on crime scenes, but what does it actually take to do their jobs?
This area is not for any and everybody. This area is not for the weak and the weary. You have to be strong in order to work in this area.
Detective Corporal Takia Harvey is no stranger to the crime scene investigation unit. She's been working here for years, so she knows just what it takes to do the job. Their roles are vital to policing because they gather and preserve evidence, which is crucial for identifying, apprehending, and prosecuting criminals.
We deal with major and minor matters. Some people think when they see crime scene, oh, who dead now? Someone dead. But we do a little bit more than just attend homicides. We do shop break-ins, we do house break-ins, we do stealing matters. Then we come to the major matters where there's rape or cruelty to children.
Bottom line, it's not a 9-to-5 job. Harvey says every officer assigned to the CSI has a passion for what they do, as workdays can stretch on for hours. She says it's why the unit is also close-knit.
We live as a family in here. When one person is down, we pick the next one up. We're busy. This is a busy area. Having to deal with the minor and the major matters with a small unit is very hectic, very tedious, but we get the job done.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks so much for that, Jasmine. Well, with the brush fire season in full swing, police officers on Grand Bahama are offering critical safety tips to help residents protect themselves and properties. Authorities say during the hot and dry months of March to May, brush fires become more common, often sparked by extreme heat and careless behavior of people. Inspector Russell, second officer in charge of the fire division, urging drivers passing by brush fires to exercise extreme caution. As for homeowners,
this is the perfect time to start to cut a margin around your homes to protect your homes from fires in the event a fire actually starts in your neighborhood. Your home would not be at a greater threat during this period. Also, we want to remind the public that it is an offense to light fires outside of the kitchen. So refrain from lighting fires outside of the kitchen or trying to burn trash that you might have want to clean up your yard. Utilize the sanitation services to dispose of those trash and debris.
Meanwhile, Superintendent Stephen Roll Presley is an officer also raising concerns over an uptick of car burglaries on the island, particularly in the Bahamia area. He revealed a man was recently arrested, charged before the courts, pled guilty for the crime, and was sentenced to 2 years in prison.
We're doing our part and we're getting those persons who are responsible. Yes, it's still happening, and we want the public to assist us if they see something, to say something. Anybody who seems suspicious in the area, please call the police at 911 or 919. We'll dispatch a car to come out there and assist to prevent these type of crimes from happening.
Well, as we head into the weekend, will these nice weather conditions continue? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, what can you tell us?
The quick answer, yes.
Okay,
the weekend
great.
is looking beautiful.
For the Wine and Food Festival.
It's going to get a little breezy, but we are still going to continue to enjoy the nice weather on the outside. Right. And I did like that story from the just now with the fire. Yeah. It's very dry out there. The only time we get moisture is when we have the cold fronts coming through. So
residents, be careful.
Yeah, very careful. 75 degrees outside our studios, few clouds, east winds at 8 miles per hour. Feels like temperature still hanging out in the mid-70s. Satellite radar composite, some moisture moving across our area, mainly down near the southeast Bahamas and just to the east of the islands, but that high pressure system is still in charge, going to provide us with some nice and lovely weather. Tightening pressure gradient through the weekend, so we're looking at some breezy conditions. Boating and beaching will become a challenge, so we're asking you boaters and you beachgoers to exercise some caution out there for the weekend. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the Our News team is still live at Atlantis for their annual Wine and Food Festival. Our Megan Shepard and Danielle Miller will tell us what's planned for tonight. Plus, excitement filled the air at the Black Point All-Age School in Exuma today as students enjoyed a brand new playground. The much-needed upgrade was made possible by the Integra Group. That's all coming up when Our News continues. Stay with us.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision is actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th, only on RTV.
Wendy's and Coca-Cola is ready to give you a summer of fun with over $20,000 in cash and prizes. Upgrade your premium lunch combo to a medium or a large, or purchase a large salad with a Coke for a chance to win amazing prizes like a 50-inch TV and soundbar, a staycation at Comfort Suites, or a $3,000 Going Places travel voucher. Enter online at Wendy's Bahamas Facebook page for a chance to win.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in. Morris the Paint Place has been bringing color and vitality to homes and businesses across the Bahamas. Here, color is more than just a hue, it's a symbol of life. Together, we can paint a brighter future.
Welcome back to Our News, your official guide for the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. What an amazing week this has been, sharing this experience with you. And it is Friday, so you have no excuse to be here at the Atlantis Resort. Currently happening at the hour is a Taste of Paradise that is hosted by celebrity chef Bobby Flay. This is one of the events they're calling one of their big three. No, not the rat beef. This one is all about the beef that you eat. But taking us back to the first Big Three event last night is Danielle Miller. Denny, where are you? And I feel like you're probably sampling something right now. Tell us a little bit of what's happening on your end.
Hi, Megan. I am hanging out in the Blue Project Lounge, and this space is more than just lounging around during the festival, but it is an educational space where you can learn about the Blue Project, and they are about all things conservation and preserving our oceans. This non-profit organization has already donated $5 million to our coral reef research and restoration initiatives. And I have my little friend here, my starfish, sea star. It's a starfish, no? Same difference. I have him here, and this is my new little friend. And let me show you about the other friends that I met last night at Tacos and Tequila. Welcome to Tacos and Tequila.
Welcome to Tacos and Tequila. Welcome to Tacos and Tequila.
Welcome to Tacos and Tequila.
And just for emphasis, welcome to Tacos and Tequila, the first of the three marquee events for the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. Thursday night led us to the sandy shoreline of Paradise Harbor. Hundreds of guests and locals sipped on spirited beverages while we sunk our teeth into a variety of delicious tacos prepared by local and international chefs. I was more than delighted to indulge in the festivities and speak to the evening's featured chef, Daytime Emmy Award winner Michael Simon, who served a delicious duck confit taco.
Like, I love duck, and I know a lot of people are doing seafood because of where we are. So we kind of braise the duck. This is duck confit, blackberry barbecue sauce. So it's a little sweet, a little acidic, got a little heat. It kind of hits all the notes, and then you get the great crunch of the corn tortilla.
Now, Chef, I don't know if you know, but there is a local vendor here, Deja Rutherford, the Kitchen Culture. She's also serving a duck. Yeah, did you know that?
I did not.
I think we should go over there and taste our duck.
Well, you want to do it?
Let's do it
right now.
Right now.
Let's do it. Come on.
Let's go, Troy.
guys were both doing duck confit taco. Yes. Here, we brought you some. We ended up doing it on a chip because I didn't want to mess with you. I didn't want to, I didn't want to feel the heat. So we.
And to take an already phenomenal night over the top, Grammy Award-winning group Baha Men gave an electrifying performance of their hit songs we've all grown to love.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who?
All right, I heard you couldn't see my little friend, so I made sure I position myself where you can see the sea star. And this is Patrick. Ironically, Patrick is holding the mic for us at the Blue Project. Hey, me, Patrick, and we can't take our little friend out of the aquarium, but me and Patrick are going to walk around the festival site and enjoy some of the food that is out here and taste paradise. Back to you, Megan.
All right, Danielle, exciting. I am so excited to come over there and join you. And good news, Genopia Fernander, you are our winner. You have won 2 tickets to Jerk Jam tomorrow. So thank you so much to all of the Our News fans that participated. We are excited to see you here on the festival grounds tonight and again tomorrow. While our broadcast may be done, the fun continues. We will have full coverage throughout Our News weekend, so stay tuned.
Coming up in sports, the Junkanoo boys have a date with Destiny and Guatemala, an update from college hoops, and of course, stay locked in for your 10YS Plays of the Week.
And Greg is back with your weekend weather planner when Our News returns.
We're taking an unprecedented step to confront one of the most common yet preventable forms of cancer in the Western world.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's ultimate business makeover campaign.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. 4 ties, 5 lead changes, and a third period that had the Bahamian crowd holding their collective breath. But in the end, the Bahamas is through to the semifinal.
The Junkanoo boys outlasted Trinidad and Tobago 5-4 Thursday night at the Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility to win Group B of the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships. In the latest chapter of the rivalry that has taken place both on the grass and the sand, the Bahamas got the go-ahead goal from Kyle Williams late in the third period to secure the win. Jordan Riley scored first for the Soca Warriors, but Wood Julmus scored the equalizer for the Bahamas just minutes later. Lakinson Cherry's goal gave the hosts their first lead of the game, but Riley scored his second goal in the final minute of a high-scoring first period to force another tie. Back and forth they went in the second period. The Bahamas got 2 goals from Brandon Adderley, while Akinola Gregory and Zane Coker scored goals for Trinidad and Tobago to even the game at 4. The stage was set for Williams' late-game heroics in the third, which now places the Bahamas in the semifinals Saturday at 8 p.m. against Guatemala. A win would mean the Bahamas advances to the final and will also qualify for the 2025 FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in Seychelles.
The March Madness that every marketing manager tries to implement has actually started in college basketball. After a busy Thursday night, 2 Bahamians have advanced to the conference semifinals, while 2 more will have to await Selection Sunday.
In the Mountain West, Dayton Albury finished with 7 points and his Utah State Aggies dominated UNLV 70-58 last night at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Utah State will now face Colorado State State tonight at 11 p.m. local time with a trip to the title game on the line. Frederick King and the Creighton Blue Jays also advanced to the Big East semifinals after they outlasted DePaul 85-81 in double overtime. The Blue Jays will face the Yukon Huskies tonight at 8 p.m. in Madison Square Garden in New York. As for VJ Edgecombe and AJ Storr, their Big 12 tournament bid ended in the quarterfinals at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. Edgecombe's potential game-winning three just rimmed out, and his Baylor Bears were eliminated in a 76-74 loss to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. He finished with 11 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Storr and the Kansas Jayhawks were eliminated by the Arizona Wildcats 88-77.
So when you come to Taste of Paradise tonight, you're going to need something to talk about, other than the food and wine, of course. And we've got the perfect conversation starter. Top plays.
Let's get started in the G League. Isaiah Mobley back on the floor and showing the range. He scored 26 and hit 6 threes for the Delaware Blue Coats. Just here to remind you that the FIBA AmeriCup is in 161 days. At 4, Dayton Albury somehow finds his way through a sea of defenders and somehow gets this one to go. The post-play clap and point are peak March mannerisms for a point guard. He's ready. At 3, MLB Spring Training. Jazz goes deep for the first time in Grapefruit League play. This is the 30-30 year. You guys can feel it, right? At 2, I imagine the Kansas State coaching staff was saying in the huddle, guys, no matter what you do, don't lose sight of Edgecombe. Then they went out and immediately lost sight of Edgecombe. And at number 1, we head to the Bay for one of the greatest Buddy Hield highlights of all time. Buddy goes from an ambassador to Minister of Defense and also Minister of Threes. We should make that a thing.
That'll do it for sports. This is 10YS. Now I gotta go find John because he didn't make it to the opening night party, but I feel like he's out there making up for lost time. Not the usual wine that he's looking for, but he'll make it work. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, excitement filled the air at the Black Point All-Age School in Exuma today as students enjoyed a brand new playground. The much-needed upgrade was made possible by the Integra Group. Our Delvardo Emmanuel has all the details when our news returns. Stay with us.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
Pack your bags and bring your taste buds on another amazing adventure. Starting March 10th through the 14th, the Our News team is live from the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival at the Atlantis Resort, nightly at 7 and 7:30. As your official guides, we're giving you front row seats to world-renowned wine and spirit producers, award-winning chefs, culinary icons, and electrifying performances. An unforgettable week at the Wine and Food Festival starting March 10th with Our News.
This is our news. Welcome back. Well, we're going to be enjoying some really nice weather. The weather we're having for the last couple of days, courtesy of that high pressure system that's across us, will continue through the weekend. That high will eventually slide towards the east and away from us, but it will strengthen as a low pressure system takes shape across the central portions of the United States. So we're looking at some increasing winds for the weekend, breezy conditions through Sunday before we do see another front getting in here. That front is expected getting to our area by Monday. Future forecast showing the high pressure system staying in place, but most of the activity staying out there. And then of course, here comes the front. We're looking for that front to be moving through Florida by Sunday into Monday and bringing us a few showers by the early part of next week. But behind that, we expect some cooler temperatures as well as some breezy conditions. Speaking of the breezy conditions, boating for the Northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Caution flag in place for you guys. Rip current risk still elevated. Southeast to south winds 15 knots, but we expect them to be increasing 15 to 20. Seas running 3 to 5 feet. High tide is at 9:08 tonight. Your low tide takes place at 3:22 in the morning. Central and Southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there as well. But a more east to south easterly flow at 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 by tomorrow evening. Seas running 3 to 5 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, beautiful conditions Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will stay in the 80s. That will take us through Monday. We expect that front to get in here. Some showers expected then. The temperatures will take a dip. We're looking for some 70s by the early part of next week. Low 60s for the early part of next week as well. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night and have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, students at Black Point All-Age School in Exuma have a new reason to smile. Their playground got a major upgrade. Laughter and excitement filled the air at the Exuma school today, where 51 students enjoyed their brand new playground, which was a gift from the Integra Group. The company not only purchased and installed new equipment, but also revitalized existing structures with a fresh coat of paint. The CEO, Philippe McLean, says the company wanted to have an impact on the lives of students.
These kids are the generation that is going to benefit of everything we're doing. What we're doing here in Exuma is transformational. It is something that is going to have a real impact. And what I call is something unique. It's a low-density project, but with a big impact to the community.
All right, the new playground includes a swing set, a slide set, a large xylophone, and 3 large chalkboards, and a huge jungle set, enhancing both physical and creative play. In addition to outdoor play equipment, the group also donated 2 laptops. The school's principal, Ethnic Rule, says students and staff are grateful.
This donation means a lot for this school. The kids are able to have a brand new modern playground, something that, the out island schools are really not afforded. And this investment, like I said, we are truly grateful for this investment. We are truly grateful for the Rosewood Samson Key project for investing in our school and allowing kids just to be kids, and allowing them to socialize, allowing them to foster friendships and relationships as they play. Because we all know, even though academics is forefront, children still need that time out to play.
All right, such good news. Well, nearly 500 students at the Uriah McPhee Primary School received free lunch on Friday. It was made possible by the Kiwanis Club of the Rising Sun. Packages of hot dogs, juice, and fruit were handed out to students, a favorite meal for students at the school. Well, we spoke to one of the students and an administrator at the school who says, while small, the gesture means a whole lot to them.
I believe this is a good initiative because our school is in Camp Road, and some children come to school without lunch or nothing to eat, so they'll have to rely on the guidance department, and the guidance department does not always have it, so that means they have lunch. And yes, this is a very amazing initiative. Thank you so much.
The Kiwanis Club, a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time, with a focus on serving children and supporting communities. Club President Shamika Colebrook says locally they're committed to doing just that.
We decided that we wanted to focus on the Freetown and the Marathon community simply because best friend that was there to me, she passed in 2021. She resided in the Camp Road community, so I'm very passionate about the Camp Road community. So we decided to come to Uriah McPhee, and our goal was to feed 500 persons. So we fed the student complement, the teachers complement of Uriah McPhee, in addition to feeding the students at D.W. Davis and the track team at C.I. Gibson.
All right, more good news, and of course, to see that story again is available now at ournews.bs or on our Facebook page at Our News Bahamas. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great weekend.